Before you listen to this, make sure to be seated or laying down in a comfortable position. Before I begin this video, I'm just going to issue a warning not to listen to hypnosis recordings while driving or operating a vehicle of any kind, or while anyone within earshot is either. Also, this will work significantly better if wearing working headphones or earbuds of some kind. I want you to make yourself as comfortable as possible and just listen to the sound of my voice. And as you do so, you may be aware of other sounds going on around you, but know that they aren't important. They do not matter at all. So you can dismiss them out of your awareness and focus your mind entirely on what I am saying. And I will be talking to you about numbers. And each and every time I mention the word number or numbers, I want you to ease and loosen your entire body just a little bit more than it already is. And just relax your body a little deeper when I say a number after the word number. For example, number 5 or number 6. I want you to go that times more deeply at ease and comfortable. And most of us know all our numbers, from 1 to as far as we can count. Or imagine that when we count those numbers, as far as they will go, and how those numbers can stretch into infinity. And many even know the numbers in another language and can count fluently in that language, and sometimes even more than 1, perhaps 4 or 5 different languages. So I want you to start with the number 1, and just think about the number 1. And what it can mean, and what you associate with the number 1. Perhaps you consider your partner to be your number 1, if you have one. Or maybe you think of yourself being number 1. After all, oneself is often referred to as one, and we possess only one of so many things. One nose, for example, one head and one neck. And as you think of your one nose, perhaps you could take a deep breath in through those 2 nostrils and breathe out. And it would be nice if your head and your neck were as comfortable as they could possibly be. So, if you need to move, to go deeper into relaxation, then please do so. Relax that head and your neck and breathe in one more time through those 2 nostrils, relaxing that nose, and breathe out. And of course, there are many things that you have 2 of. 2 hands, for example. How do those 2 hands feel now? Are they relaxed? Are they open or closed? If there's any tension at all in those 2 hands, then please let it go. Imagine it flowing out of those fingers. The 4 fingers and 1 thumb on your right hand, and the 4 fingers and 1 thumb on your left hand. Let them relax. Let go. Notice any sensations in those 2 hands, perhaps warmth and comfort, maybe tingling, and be aware of the temperature of the air on those hands. Notice where the air touches the skin and where those hands are resting as you relax them completely, one by one, easily, effortlessly. And even before you think of the number 3, you might find yourself wondering what you have 3 of. For you know that you have 3 fingers, but there are more as well. In fact, including your thumbs, you probably have more than 3 sets of these 3 digits. And the same goes for your toes. But what else can you equate to the number 3? Perhaps for you it is a lucky number. After all, don't many people say that the 3rd time will be lucky? Or perhaps you know people who are one of the 3 children, or are born in the 3rd month of March, or even on the 3rd day. The number 3 may mean something completely different to you, and if so, that is fine. Just let yourself focus on the number 3, the 3 sides of a triangle, and how they join up to make just one shape. The number 4 can be easier to associate with things. After all, there are 4 elements: fire and water, earth and air. For you are breathing in that air now, as you drift 4 times deeper into comfort and relaxation, feeling 4 times more comfortably relaxed and at ease. And we haven't even reached the number 5 yet, although you are already aware of certain parts of your body, of which there are 5. And these are already relaxed. Your 5 fingers on the right, and the 5 on the left, and your 5 toes on the right, and the 5 on the left. In fact, your whole body is relaxing very nicely, and it will be nice to allow your mind to relax too. Perhaps you can discover the pleasure of letting your mind wonder and wander. Sometimes it drifts back to when you were a certain age, and 5 seems to be a nice, easy age for people to remember. An age when children often become aware of their surroundings and their place in the world. For you can be aware of your surroundings as you rest here, nice and comfortable. And even with your eyes closed, can you remember the details of the room in which you are resting? And can you recall where you were 5 hours ago or 5 days ago? And be aware of your body resting here, aware of the time of day and the time of year, noticing how comfortable and rested you are as you enjoy these sensations of peace and tranquility. Be aware that there is nothing to do but relax and let go. You can allow your mind to wander wherever it will, backwards or forwards in time, even sideways to events that are happening in your present day, knowing that none of this matters very much right now. There's a time to attend to what needs to be attended, and a time to relax. And this is your time to relax and feel comfortable right now. Now, think of the word number and how it is spelt with the same letters as the word number. With the same letters as the word number. Number and number. And in a moment, I'm going to count the numbers from 5 down to 1. And with each and every descending number, I want you to imagine your body from your shoulders all the way down to your toes getting number and number. 5, going 5 times more deeply relaxed as your body becomes number. 4 times more deeply relaxed than it previously was, and your body from your shoulders down feel heavy and numb. 3 times more deeply relaxed and comfortable, heavy and numb, heavy and numb. 2, I want you to double that relaxation. You are feeling so comfortable and so relaxed. And 1, your whole body is heavy and relaxed, numb and heavy and so relaxed. I will be quiet for a few moments as you take yourself even deeper down. And when you next hear my voice, you will be in the perfect state of mind in which you are ready and happy to accept the suggestions I offer. And now I will tell you a series of things that are completely true. Most grass is green. The sky is often blue. Most roses are red. Most dogs bark. Most cats meow. And the more you say yes to these statements, the more you say yes to them. Because they are obvious things that don't need to be stated in day-to-day life. Most birds fly. You are breathing. Most roses are red. Most people wear clothes. Airplanes can fly. Most grass is green. The sky is above you. The sky often has clouds in it. Most people can walk. You are hearing my voice. People are born as infants. People that live continue to grow. Most people can speak. Some people are stronger than others. Airplanes can fly. Most dogs bark. Helicopters can fly. Snow is naturally white. 1 + 1 is 2. Some people have cars. Hot is the opposite of cold. Red and blue are different colors. Most people have fingers. The sky is often blue. People swim in water. People use phones to talk to each other. Some people use phones to text. Grass usually grows out of the ground. Most people can see. People can't jump 3 million feet into the air. G comes before H. H does not come before G. Some wrestlers wrestle for a career. Running a marathon is exercising. Babies often cry. Most grass is green. You are breathing. 1 + 1 = 2. Addition is a part of math. Most birds fly. Runners run. Swimmers swim. English speakers speak English. Red and blue make purple. Living humans have organs. Most grass is green. You are breathing. 1 + 1 = 2. Addition is a part of math. Most birds fly. Runners run. Swimmers swim. English speakers speak English. Red and blue make purple. Living humans have organs. And now that you see how obviously true everything I have said is, you will see how true everything else is, and everything that is being said here is equally obvious and true. You completely agree with them and accept them into your mind and heart. Your body is recovering from the withdrawals at a fast pace. You love being heroin-free. After this hypnosis session, you will never touch heroin again. All of the old desire you used to have for heroin is now transformed into your willpower to have a better, safer life. You have so much more money and time now that you aren't spending it on heroin. You have a bright, powerful optimism now that you've quit. You are free from heroin addiction. Your deep inner mind, the part that you don't even know about, is going to steer you away from heroin and into a nicer, safer, more enjoyable environment. Your brain and willpower are 10 times stronger than they used to be. All drugs are bad, and you completely avoid them. Just like how people kill weeds in their lawn and spray bugs to kill them, your mind is killing its desire for heroin and drugs. Every day, you are building a better life for yourself. You are an inspiration to people everywhere about how to recover and surpass your own inner demons. After this video is complete, you will wake up with no memory of ever having watched it. For the next 3 months, your mind will be recovering and rebuilding itself into a stronger, better, faster, cleaner, smarter version of itself. In 3 months, one day, you will wake up and remember this video with a smile and being so happy you made the right decision to quit. And by that time, you will have completely remembered watching this video. You will be so happy. You are now moving into a deeper level of hypnosis. And as you listen only to my words, you continue to relax both your mind and body more and more. And as your body becomes even more comfortable, allow yourself to realize that there is a much more comfortable and happy state of being when your mind is free from the effects of heroin. It's because you and your family and friends are worried about the effect of heroin on your health and your life that you have decided that it's time to break free. And you are to be congratulated for making this smart decision, because you value your life and you really don't want to end up in a cold and early and miserable grave. I'm sure that you're already aware of the dangers of heroin, so I'm not going to preach to you. Needless to say, heroin is not a way forward for you or anyone else. Even though many of your so-called friends may be sniffing or injecting, you can only feel sorry for them while realizing that it's each for their own. And because you're really determined and motivated to come clean, you know in your heart of hearts that you'll very soon be saying goodbye to those so-called friends in one way or another after you wake up from this session. There is an easier way, because while mixing with other users, you have realized you will never break free yourself. So instead, you decided to move away from that lifestyle. Now, at this moment. And you've decided to not be drawn any further into that dangerous web, but to break free and make a new set of friends, and to develop a new standard for you to live your life by. Nobody said that this is going to be easy, but that doesn't matter to you one bit. In fact, the harder it is to begin your new way of life, the more worthwhile it will be. You were steadfast, determined, ready, and powerful enough to quit the addiction at this moment. You can withstand a few weeks of discomfort in order to regain the rest of your healthy life. You managed without heroin before you encountered it, and you can easily manage again and even do better now that it's finally free from your mind and life. You, with all of your heart, with all of your mind, with all of your being, have finally decided to break free right now. You want to be free, and you are free. And you, and only you, make these decisions for yourself. You realize that your body will need some time to overcome any withdrawal symptoms that you may experience, but that's okay. Because this is one discomfort you're going to not only enjoy, but really welcome. Because the harder it is for you to come clean, the more worthwhile the result will be. You have proven to yourself that you can do it. And you really can. You feel so proud of yourself. You deserve to feel proud of yourself. Because you did it. You broke through the chains of addiction and proved you are stronger than it. I want to take you back in time to some dark, bleak place from ages past. Imagine and see yourself as an old addict. And looking back, you can see yourself chained up in a dirty old dungeon. There is just a small glimmer of light from a barred window high above, and the chains are at least half an inch thick. And they are old and dusty and dirty and rusty. And you realize that if you don't free yourself in some way, you'll be a corpse in a few weeks or months' time. But someone snuck in and gave you a lifeline. And one hand is free, and you've been given a hacksaw blade to cut through the remaining chain. You know that it's going to take a lot of effort to cut through this chain, but you don't care. The only important thing in the world to you is cutting yourself free. And every day you cut through that chain more and more. And the deeper you cut, the easier it will be to cut to the rest. And because it's so dark and dingy and cold in here, you are completely safe from being viewed by the guards of this prison. Every single withdrawal from heroin symptom that you survive in a day hopes you to cut through that 1/10 of the chain. It was hard at first, but because you have so much freedom waiting for you, you are so determined. And through your strength and determination alone, you know how worth it is. And just imagine when you've reached the edge of the chain and completely broken it. You're free. You still have the saw blade, and having the freedom of movement, you'll find it so easy to escape from this dungeon. Most of the doors are from rotted wood. The barred window is loose from being opened by guards, and strangely enough, some of those guards seem to remind you now of your old so-called friends. They were the ones you shared heroin with so many times, but you've had the wit and intelligence to escape from those chains. You can pass by the guards, your old so-called friends, so easily in order to reach the freedom that you so rightly deserve. You now see heroin as your enemy, something to be overcome, and each and every single day on your road to freedom, you are cutting through those dirty and rusty old chains. And when the bars and the windows disappear and more light shines through, you know how easy it will be for you to return to a healthy, addiction-free life. Project your mind into the future, to 3 months from now, and you've been free from heroin for so long. And sadly, some of your old friends may not be alive anymore, but one of them is. And on this particular day, one of those so-called friends that you see, I want you to imagine meeting that old so-called friend who is offering you heroin again. When you look at this person, you suddenly recognize him or her as the jailer who put you in that prison, who occasionally looked through those old windows to make sure you wouldn't escape. And you really don't want to tread that path again, to go to that prison again, because you are free now. So you say no, and you mean no. Heroin is poison to you. You don't need it. You don't want it. You can survive, and you will, because you are you. You have a will and a mind of your own. You are free, and you are in complete control of your mind, your body, and your health. Have you ever experienced not being able to remember something? There may have been times while traveling on a familiar journey that you forgot about various things on the way. Perhaps certain landmarks or traffic lights. Or sometimes you may go and look for something only to leave the room and forget what you were seeking. Spontaneous amnesia is something that occurs naturally every day to all of us. There are certain things we don't need to remember, so it's easier to forget. Just as you may have forgotten where your left hand is resting right now until I brought your attention to it. Perhaps you've experienced a hand or an arm going to sleep and not being aware of exactly where that hand or arm is resting without actually looking at it. Sleep can come easily when we are tired and warm and comfortable. You are now very comfortably relaxed, and you can allow your mind to drift even deeper as you focus completely on my voice. You are now in a very, very deep sleep indeed. So deep, in fact, that after you wake up, you will not be able to remember anything that has happened during this deep sleep. After you wake up, if you try to remember what has occurred during your sleep, your mind will go completely blank, and you will not be able to remember anything that has taken place. After you wake up, you will not be able to remember anything that has been said or done during this very deep sleep. You are now in so deep a sleep that after you wake up, you will have no desire whatsoever to remember what has happened during this sleep. You won't even feel that you want to remember anything at all that has happened during that deep sleep. Your sleep is becoming so deep that you will forget everything that has happened since you went to sleep. The less you remember of what I say to you during this brief sleep, the more quickly and powerfully this treatment will act, so that you will not want to remember anything after you wake up. 3 months from now, when you're so happy and healthy and addiction-free, your memory is going to return because your mind has planted all of the positive changes permanently. Now in a moment, I'm going to count from 1 to 5, and at the count of 5, you'll be wide awake. When you wake up, feel free to leave a like, and in the comments section of this video, put the sentence, "See you in 3 months." After you put the sentence in the comments section, close out of the video completely forgetting this hypnosis for the next 3 months. And when you wake up, you will find that you have no desire to ever use or be near heroin again. It will seem as if you just finally realized you don't want heroin while you took a nap. You find it disgusting and avoid heroin and the lifestyle it brings, closing the heavy curtain on this session right now, and now beginning to slowly awaken with the count of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, finally waking up and beginning your new life.